Alright, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. Matt K, hello, thank you for stopping back in. A little bit later than I wanted, but it's been one of those days today. Shout out to Matt K, he set up a 10 slot server, so I think the plan is to invite the Patreon members first and then open it up to the public once the map is released. I think that's the plan, but we'll have to get with Matt and Dixie because that's their project. So let me jump into live scene and let me pull the game back up. Wait for my stream to catch up. Alright, let's jump in here. I'm going to grab some speed for walking, and I'm just going to flip through my vehicles really quick just so I know where they are and get the cameras zoomed out a bit. We're going to have to buy some lime at some point. And I'll show you what I did a little bit of work off camera yesterday. Alright. Let's take a quick peek at our field statuses. So our fields have 2 layers of fertilizer and not quite ready to harvest. So we're like another growth stage, 2 growth stages to go before we're ready to harvest. Alright, let's head back up to the mines. Alright, so what I had done, and I spent about an hour or so off camera, I got a quarry silo stuck down here, and I pulled up another load of ore and dumped it in there just so we have it. And I pulled up a load of coal and dumped it in there, and I pulled up a load of clean fill and I dumped it in there. And then I have another load of clean fill sitting here waiting for us. This load of clean fill is going to head over to the Pennington factory because I believe we need clean fill to make greenery, I think. Let's take a quick peek at the Control G menu just to refresh my memory. Let's take a quick peek at Pennington. Yeah, we need clean fill to make the greenery. So let's run this over. And where's my little ramp to get up? Oh, over here. Alright. See if we can get back up this ramp. Eventually we'll get all this picked up. Yeah, I felt like I was like not getting anything done and felt like rushed all morning. I ran to the church and then they were closed for lunch at first, and then I had to wait about 10 minutes, and then once I got over there I was sitting in line and then 2 people cut in front of the line, which pissed me off, but you can't get out of your car and yell at them because you're sitting at the church. Right? Jumped out of my car and called them a bunch of dumbasses. And told them to get their butts back to the end of the line like everybody else. One thing Dixie Help Me members is that you don't have to run all production lines in a factory. Make it easier to get some things done. Yeah, I've done that in a couple of my factories where you can just turn some of the production lines off and run certain, like the Mammoth Mill I turned off firewood. I'm just running the rest of the stuff that I'm going to need sooner. So I don't know what the game plan is going to be today because there's really not much more to do until we sleep tonight. Guess we'll just continue scooping up some mining products. And then I want to see what factories we need to get down next. Once we get over here by Pennington, we'll plan this out a little bit better. I almost took a contract today and then realized that the sell point was not built. That would have sucked if I spent 3 hours harvesting a field and couldn't sell it. But you be prepared to do a ton of driving on this map. There are not a lot of shortcuts. And then I'll get down here, I'll stop, I'll jump out of the tractor. Someone was asking on the earlier stream where the saltwater is. That's one reason I do not use cruise control. I use mouse and keyboard. I cannot drive with mouse and keyboard. I use the Xbox One control on my PC. I can't drive on any game with mouse and keyboard. Alright, so if you come down here, to get to the saltwater fill station, you have to build this field first, which is area 27. So area 27 is field 61. Now it is an expensive field. It's $6 million, but you have to build this before you can get up here and get to the saltwater fill station. So the saltwater fill station's right up here. And then behind the saltwater fill station, come over this bridge, there's a little forest up here as well. And I think it's all the same property. No, the forest is a separate piece of property. So there's a forest up here as well. Let's head down to the placeable area. Now we can't get a lot of these factories up and running because we just got the mill running. So we don't have a lot of stuff made in the mill yet, like pallets and steel or plastic, or we don't got, we're just getting rolling. So it's going to be a little bit tough to get these first couple factories up and running until we get a game day or two in. So I'm also trying to be careful on how much clean fill we sell off, because I want to save some. You got to save some to open up your fields, and you need to save some to build your. In order to open up the fields, you need clean fill, and in order to make your greenery, you need clean fill. So it's almost like a double whammy on getting Pennington up and running. to get your first couple of fields open. Alright, so Pennington's going to need a bit of clean fill. Don't think it's going to take this entire truck though. It's not. So we can either sell the rest off or throw it into storage. Alright, we also need planter boxes, which we just started making, so I don't even think we have one full pallet of planter boxes yet. And then clover, we have clover growing in our fields, and we need sacks, which again, we don't have running yet. So this is the plastic factory. So we're going to need crude oil and crates. Crude oil, crates, and coal, which we can go get a load of coal and bring it up here. Crude oil we don't have yet. You need plastics, which we don't have yet, but we could put. We have to get a glue factory down to get wallpaper made. I don't need it for sacks, but we're going to need it for wallpaper. So let's think about a glue factory. So more water and coal. More water, coal. So we need water, coal, and ore. And we're going to have to cut some trees and get some logs up here. So I want to get this crate factory running as well. You need... What do you need? Where's your little gizmo? Right here. So we need crates and oil. I only want to get plastic made. I'm not too concerned with getting diesel made yet. So oil and crates. So pretty much oil. I know we just bought a little mini oil well. So let's go check on that real quick. Let's grab our tractor. I think I'm going to get some coal and ore over here. Let's go check the oil well really quick. I'm pretty sure it's going to need drill pipe, and water and coal, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm trying to get a lot of these basic factories up and running. Alright, so what do we need? Yeah, cold water and drill pipe, which drill pipe we really don't have a lot running yet. So let's grab... Eventually we'll have more vehicles where we won't have to keep driving across the map. We'll have a whole set of vehicles up here. But let's sell this 3/4 of a load of clean fill off, just so we have a little bit more cash to work with. And instead of driving all the way back to the landfill, I'm just going to hit Lowe's. Now I'm going to buy I'm going to grab a different trailer so I can bring ore and coal over at the same time. So we still have time to kill before our crops are ready. So let's head into Center City. I love the views driving back across these bridges. Yeah, I'm driving on the British side of the road. Alright, let's head over to Lowe's. And of course the train is coming. Alright, let's get a little bit more cash to work with. I finally was able to export my videos from Twitch to YouTube today, so I don't know, hopefully they got my message and got it fixed. I'm assuming they got it fixed because right before I came live, I was able to export my videos. Alright, so, oh well, the price over here is super low. I should have driven to the landfill. We probably lost $500,000 on that deal. I'm going to jump down here to where our home farm is. Yeah, now I'm sorry I didn't drive back to the landfill. Oh, do not. I took my eyes off the road for a second to look over at chat. Alright, let's jump over here. We'll get him parked. Now my store delivery mod should be over here. And we're using that light red coral color. Alright, we're going to grab ourselves my favorite tippers, the by Eagle 355th. Yeah, my store delivery mod is over here. Alright, let's grab this guy. We're going to head back up to the mine. I'm going to grab a load of coal and a load of ore. So we can head back to our production area. So we can head back over to the crate factory. Now, I probably should put another quarry silo up there somewhere, just so we can have some extra material. I probably should have dumped the extra clean fill into a silo up there. We have the money. I may just buy an extra set of vehicles for up there. And keep them parked up there, but I'm trying to cut down on driving, and it's going to be really hard to cut down on driving on this map. It should be interesting to get this thing up and down my makeshift ramp. Train, oh my goodness. Jam on the brakes and take a sharp left. I would have ran right into the train. Alright, let's carefully drive over the clean fill. Alright, so we're going to fill one compartment with coal and one compartment with ore. How much coal do we have in here? So we have okay, so we've got 2 loads of coal. Let's fill one compartment with coal, and I should have 2 loads of ore, so we'll grab one of each. We may have to come back for more coal. And then I'll do a little bit more off-camera work just to scoop some more product up off the ground. Unless we have time to kill. Alright, let's grab back compartment, and I'm going to grab that ore. Alright, let's head, yeah, because we're going to need coal for a couple, we're going to definitely have to come back for more coal. We need it for a couple different factories. Can I get up here without getting stuck? Eventually we'll get all this clean fill picked up. I might buy a second little mini oil well, because we're not going to get enough crude oil out of the one to keep the refinery running to get enough plastic. Old Man Farming, hello. Thank you for stopping in. Much appreciated. Unfortunately, this is going to be a hauling episode, so we can get our factories filled. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a long stream because I still need to get a couple hours worth of YouTube stuff done. Now that I can finally export my videos again from Twitch back to my YouTube channel. I have no idea what the glitch was. Yeah, if it's one of those nights again where I can't sleep, I'll probably spend a couple hours just moving product from the mines down here into a silo. Alright, I want to find the crate factory first because it needs both coal and ore. So let me just make sure, see which one is which, because I don't have these factories memorized yet. You are plastic. I think you are, which one is crate? You are wallpaper and sacks. You are crates. Yeah, I want to get the coal and the ore into this one. So let's go down a factory. And now we're going to need another load of coal. Oh, I thought there was a cut through there. I guess there's not. We'll have to go down and around. So I'm going to need another at least 3 million liters of coal up here. I think. We'll go count that here in a minute. Alright, so let's get the coal in here. Oh, cool. So that did leave us with another half a load. Awesome. Let's change to the back. And we'll throw the ore in here. And then we'll take the coal and we'll throw it back in the other factory. Let me switch back to the front compartment. Let's get this unloaded. Give me 1 second. I want to take care of this message. Alright, so that takes care of part of our coal only. Let's see what else we need in the way of coal. Now we're going to get our tanker up here for water. Alright, so we have coal. I know we need coal for the refinery. So I need a load of coal here, so that's one, and I need a load of coal here for the refinery. We do, and we need a load of coal for the oil well. So let's go grab another load of coal. So let's head back to the mines. And then we'll get our tanker up here. I've got everybody asking me for an early copy of the map, and if you're not a Patreon member, you can wait. It's their privilege to get the map first for at least the week. I've got one streamer asking for a copy of the map. Now, where's my crossroad? Is it this one or is it the next one down? Still getting lost on my own map. It is this crossroad. Alright. Oh, it is not this crossroad. I didn't go down far enough. I've got somebody who used to stream my map and then went to streaming PV, and now he wants a copy of the map early so he can stream my map. I'm going, hell no, you were just streaming PV, I'm not giving you a copy of the map early. You can wait. Man, I've really taken the long way around. I may say your Patreon is very inexpensive for what we get. If you want the map early, join Patreon and download it. Exactly. Sassy one, hello? Exactly. I put my Patreon down low, so it was during the COVID pandemic, so not a lot of players had extra cash. That's the main reason that my Patreon was down pretty low. And you can edit your pledge to pledge whatever you want. You don't have to just jump into one of the categories. Yeah, I've got to put one more update. There's a couple of small fixes I want to do that will work with our existing saves before the map gets released on Saturday. And I may add a few more boat splines back in just to get a little bit, just so we can have a little bit more eye candy as we're driving around. 2 more boat splines really won't hurt the FPS at all. Now, if I don't have 2 million liters of coal in here, we're going to grab our front loader, not the front loader, we're going to grab our snow blower, and we're going to pick up a little bit more coal. So I want to go over there with a full load. And I don't know if I have a full load left in this silo. That ramp cracks me up every time I go up and over it. So how much coal do we have left in here? We do not have a full load of coal. Alright, so while this guy's loading, let's head back to the house. And let's get out of the backyard. And we'll grab this guy. And we'll scoop up another million liters. I tried to become a Patreon, but it says my email account is already in use. You have to email, you have to, when you log into Patreon, I think if you request a password change, you can change your email, I think. Loving this map, lots to do to keep a person busy. There is definitely, it's definitely going to be overwhelming as a single player. But I think if you have trouble logging into to Patreon, if you're getting a message that your email is already on file, I think if you request a password change, you might be able to change your email. If not, just go to Gmail and create a second email account, and then just open up a new Patreon membership with a different email. But I'm just excited that my Twitch is finally fixed, where I can export my videos back to YouTube. Cherokee, yeah, you're more than welcome. Yeah, try those 2 suggestions and see if you can. You might be able to get in there. But unfortunately, this stream, like I said earlier, is going to be mainly just moving product around until we can harvest our fields. And I may sell another load of clean fill off just to get a set of vehicles over here that we can just keep over here. But let's grab at least 1 million liters of coal so we can fill our truck. What can I use to pay for it? What type of card? I don't want to use my bank account. I am not sure because the screen I see is different than the screen you all see, so I don't know what the payment methods are. Because when I go in as the creator, it doesn't show me what the payment methods are. Matt, I know credit and debit as well as PayPal. Yeah, I try and use my PayPal for everything. I have one particular bank account that I don't do anything online with. Does it erase the info? I honestly don't know. Yeah, we're only going to scoop up, I'm not going to fill this trailer. We're just going to grab 1,000,000 liters just to fill our other truck. So I've got 3 factories up there that are going to need some coal. Patreon's a secure payment system. Nothing to worry about. Been using it for over a year without any problems. Yeah, I don't know if, I can't answer that until, I don't know if they're a company that's in the U.S. or outside of the U.S. I don't know where their headquarters or their corporate office is. Put some diesel into the coal mine. What do we do with the rocks? Couldn't find a place to put them. You have to take them over to the Crazy Crusher. Let me get 1,000,000 liters of coal in here and I can show you. I'm going to go over that on Saturday in detail, next Saturday, this coming Saturday with the release stream. But I can go over it really quick with you here. But I want to get the 1,000,000 liters in there so I can get my other truck full. I scooped up 2,000,000 liters of coal, but we've already burned through it just about. So this will actually make like 4,000,000 liters of coal picked up. Now it'll make 3,000,000 liters of coal picked up. Yeah, just run over to the Crazy Crusher. You're going to need some water and diesel to get the Crazy Crusher running. And you can crush all 6 boulders down at the same time. So you can take coal boulder, ore boulder, nickel boulder, copper boulder, rock, and sandstone over at the same time. And it'll crush one down or it'll crush all of them down at the same time. Alright, so we have 1,000,000 liters. That's all I need to fill this truck. And if we have some more time to kill, we'll pick some more up. Let's get you emptied. Let me get my truck filling and then I'll show you I'll go over how the mines work real quick. And I don't have diesel or a truck over here to actually make them work. We'll do that on Saturday. This is my single player save. I don't want to cheat anything in. So let me just move this guy up and get him filling. Grab that other 1,000,000 liters of coal. So what you do is you put 25 liters of diesel here in the tank. Now it'll only hold 25 liters. And then it takes about a minute or two in-game time, and then 5 boulders will drop out of here onto the ground. Now you have to pick the 5 boulders up before you put another 25 liters of diesel in here, or the triggers will be blocked and it won't drop 5 more boulders. So you have to clear the boulders before you put 25 liters in here to drop your next 5 boulders. And that's how all of the mines work, and there are 6 of them. And then you run your boulders over to the Crazy Crusher. So if we head up to the Crazy Crusher, now the Crazy Crusher is going to cost you almost 1.5 million. So if you come up to the Crazy Crusher, let me check on my fields while we're in here. Okay, they're not quite ready. So let's go up here. So the Crazy Crusher is over here. You can drop all of your boulders in the same pit. You have to add diesel on this side. You have to add water on this side. And then you'll get your crushed ore here. You'll get your crushed coal here. And then up top, your crushed nickel will drop here. Your crushed copper will drop here. And then down on the bottom level, you'll get your crushed silt here. Your crushed sand will go here. And then your crushed stone and your crushed gravel will come over to here. So your one crusher will crush all of your product down. And we landed right on top of our truck. That was pretty wild. All right, let's grab our 2 million liters of coal and head back to our factory area. As long as our ramp still holds out over here, we're good. Now, if you take your boulders over to crush them down, you're going to get a little bit of clean. You're also going to get a little bit of clean fill and a little bit of gold. Have to open area 4 to get to the Crazy Crusher. No, Crazy Crusher you have access to. So you do not have to open anything to get to the crusher. So yeah, if you take over the coal boulders, you're only going to get crushed coal, a little bit of clean fill, a little bit of gold. Same thing, if you take over just ore boulders, you're only going to get crushed ore with some little bit of clean fill, a little bit of gold. So the same thing with like nickel, you'll just get crushed nickel. Copper, you'll just get crushed copper. The rock, you will get a little bit of stone and a little bit of gravel along with your clean fill and your gold. And then the sandstone boulder will give you crushed sand along with a little bit of clean fill and a little bit of gold. And then every boulder will give you a little bit of silt. And you're going to need silt. The only thing silt is used for is to make your fertilizer in the placeable fertilizer factory. Alright, we're going to take the scenic route because I want to drop a load of coal off at the oil well first. Now if you take all 6 boulders over, you'll get all the product. So it works independently or all in one. So if you're new to the map, everything that you see fenced in has to be built before you have access to use it. And be very careful taking a contract because 1, the field may not be open. You may not have access to the field. Or 2, if the field is open, you have access to it, you may not have access to the sell point until you build it. And that almost got me yesterday. I almost took a contract and then the sell point wasn't built. So I start you off with Lowe's and Lowe's and Walmart to get your first 2 sell points. But the prices are very low. So if you have a load of wheat, the only option you have is Walmart. None of Richie's has a better price, but you're not going to be able to sell it at None of Richie's until you build it. So here, let me just stop a minute. So if we look at these sell points, so let's say I have a load of wheat. Walmart's only $200. None of Richie's is $472, but it's not built. Aldi's is $562, but it's not built. So you're going to get stuck selling it at $200 until you build the better sell point. And that's, let me stop my truck. And that's pretty much like everything. So if I have, let's say I have, let's grab something from the mill. Let's find like lumber or, okay, so here's drywall. Good example on drywall. I have access to Lowe's. So if I've got a ton of extra drywall, I have access to Lowe's. Lowe's is only selling it for $484. If I want to sell it at Tractor Supply, I have to build Tractor Supply before I can sell it there. Now be very careful with the contracts because I could take a harvesting contract. We can do clover in field 39, but I cannot take it to None of Richie's because None of Richie's isn't built. So you have to be really careful on taking contracts also until you build all your sell points. Now the other 2 sell points you have access to is the landfill, where you can take your clean fill, your sewage, and your trash over to. The bank is open where you can take your gold, and the barn is open where you can take your bales. Those are the only early sell points you have access to. I own this oil well. We're gonna, or this mini oil well. We're gonna throw a load of coal in here. And I'm gonna throw, I think I've got 2 other factories that need a little bit of coal. I'm just going to start here and we'll work my way back over because I can't remember what I delivered to and what I didn't. Short-term memory. Alright, so you're waiting on sacks, which we don't have made yet. Clover we have planted, and planter boxes we just started to make. So nothing else I can do at Pennington. Alright, so you need crude oil to make plastic. Alright, so we don't have crude oil going yet. So the next one down, so I can skip the one we're at. Yeah, you need a little bit of coal. And you have coal. So I gotta put coal in this one, and then the next load of coal goes down to the refinery. Alright, so let's skip this factory, go down by 1. I think I'm on my first game day still, so we are just getting stuff set up. Alright, throw some in here. Perfect, and we'll dump a load in the refinery. Come on, stupid Xbox One controller. I need a new Xbox One controller. I don't like the generic ones. So I just need to find the money to get a real one. Okay, so it's going to take time to make money on this map. It is. Your best bet is to sell off, keep some of the clean fill and sell some of it off. And silage. Silage is going to be your best friend on this map until you get your better sell points built. Alright, so let's just take another quick peek at these factories. So Pennington is at a standstill until we harvest our clover. So this factory is at a standstill till we make some sacks, harvest our clover, and get some planter boxes. This factory, we can bring some water over. We don't have crates yet, and we don't have crude oil yet, but we can get water over here. You need plastic, which we're not making yet, glue, which we're not making yet, and paper, which we just started making. So we're going to have to get a glue factory down. So you need water. You need water, and you need logs. We can take care of you, and you can start making us crates. And then you need crates and crude oil. I'm not going to worry about grain. You need crates and crude oil. So water and logs, water and wood chips. I think this will take wood chips along with logs, but I'm not 100% certain. But we're going to grab a load of wood chips and bring them up here. Alright, I'm going to use this trailer up here more than I'm going to use it at the home farm. So I'm going to leave this trailer up here. But I want to put it over here by Pennington so I know where it is. So let's grab our tanker, which is at the home farm. So let's scoot on back to what makes greenery, right here at the Pennington factory. But you need, in order to make greenery, you need planter boxes, which are made at, so in order to make greenery, you need planter boxes and clean fill. Planter boxes you have to make at either Tom's, Tables, or Mammoth Mill. Clean fill you get from the mine. Grass seed you need to plant clover and to get sacks in order to get your grass seed. This map you're gonna need a ton of grass seed and you're gonna need a ton of greenery. So right now I'm trying to get the basics up and running, which is Mammoth Mill, an oil well, the refinery, the plastic plant, the crate plant, Pennington, and the glue factory are the basics that I'm trying to get up and running first. I've got silage going, it's very good money. Yeah, I've got a little bit of silage going as well. And that's why I have clover planted, because I'm going to take the grass swath and I'm going to turn it into silage. But I'm actually going to, once I get my tanker up here, I'm going to leave this truck, tanker, and trailer up here. It's not going to come back to the home farm. I'm going to start getting equipment up at the placeable area. And I'm just going to leave it up there for us to use. So even if I have to sell another load of clean fill off to buy some more equipment, that's what I'm going to do. There is no mill for seed. No, you have to put the placeable seed factory down, the placeable fertilizer factory down, and the placeable herbicide factory down. I built this map specifically so you could have to put almost all of the placeables down. Really the only thing that's built into this map is I don't want to go across this bridge. We're going to go down the other way. The hen house is built in and the slaughterhouse is built in. And stuff for the fishing boat is built in. But other than that, you have to put all of your own placeables down. Let's head over to the home farm. We'll grab our tanker. And before we head across the bridge, we may have some silage to sell. And we do. So we can sell a load of silage off if we need some cash. Is there a placeable for silage? Yes, the grass dryer. That's actually the placeable grass dryer right there that I'm making silage in. It has two different production lines. One makes silage, the other one makes hay. I turned the hay off and I only have it making silage. Alright, so let's grab our tanker and head back up to the placeable area. And then this equipment is going to stay up there, so I don't have to keep driving across the map. But I don't like teleporting And I don't like moving my store delivery mod to reset a vehicle just to move it across the map. To me, that's cheating, but everybody else, everybody has their own play style. If I can't teleport my car in real life, I'm not going to teleport my car across the map. Because I'm too lazy to drive across the map. I'm hesitant to ask, but what's up with the ferry? It doesn't go anywhere. The ferry does go somewhere. And I will let you discover that on your own. So yes, the ferry does go somewhere. The ferry is magical. Now, if you want the spoilers, let me know in comments. I'll show you where the ferry goes. So, yes or no in comments, spoiler or no spoiler. And I can show you where the ferry goes. Which, that's going to be my next piece of property I buy anyway. I just need to earn, I think, $6 million to use the ferry. I'm getting a yes. We'll see how many more votes we get. If you don't want a spoiler alert, you can hide your eyes. Really? Yeah. Let me get the water in these couple factories, and then I will jump on the ferry. I'll do a spoiler alert so you can walk out of the room, away from your stream for a minute, and I'll show you the price and what the magical ferry does. RD40 Dave, uh-oh, my Nightbot gotcha. Arlarn, hello. I know where it goes because I watched you build it. Yup. Yeah, unfortunately, y'all, I have Streamlabs, my Nightbot set very, very stringent because I get a lot of trolls from another group of players from a different production map. So I've got Nightbot set up pretty aggressive. Tell us. Yeah, give me a minute. Let's get the water in here and I'll show you what the magical ferry does. And we'll go over that again next Saturday for the release stream. But I think I've got like 3 or 4 factories up here I want to get water in. So in order to use the ferry, let me pull up the map real quick while that's filling with water. So in order to use the ferry, you have to buy either this piece of land at $3.4 million or this piece of land at $1.8 million. You really need this piece of land first because that's where the factories are. So you're going to have to spend $3.4 million and buy the area near field. What field was that? Near field 60, or between 44 and 60. You have to buy that piece of property. But let me get the water in all these factories first. Oh, you just said you watched me build it? This is the only water fill point on the entire map, because you could put the placeable ones down. But I figured I'd put one up here by the placeable area because that's where you're going to use it the most. And I think most of these will take 2 truckloads of water, but we'll just throw 1 in for now. And then we'll get a second load in. Not that these factories are running, but if I don't put at least 1 load in each factory, I'm not going to remember. Play mouse and keyboard and hit the cap locks all the time, yeah. That's how you're able to build in some special areas into the map. Yeah, I had a blast building this map. Now, let me just double check before I drive over to the refinery. I can't remember if the refinery took water or not. Okay, so we do not need to run any water over to the refinery. Alright, so this load is going to go to the mini oil well. Head over here. Yeah, it'll be at least a few game days before we can actually start building any of the buildable areas. Now your mini oil wells only produce at half the rate of the full oil wells, and in order to get more oil out of the full oil well, you're going to have to build them first. And I'm on the wrong trigger. Use it, of course, play works, use it, no problem. All right, I'm going to have to let I'll jump on Facebook later and I'll let the one gentleman know that you did get course play to work. All right, so all of these all need a second load of water. But I'll show you the ferry first, then we'll finish filling the water. But let's get him filling. Do I know? Oh, there you go. Which version of course play I'm sure they're asking that you're using. I tried the most recent version and it crashed the map. Use the in-game mod hub. Okay. Yeah, the one I got from GitHub definitely crashes the map. I've not tried the one from the in-game mod hub. Alright, while this guy is filling, we're gonna call a cab and head back to the house. And then I am actually going to spend a little bit more money. We are going to buy ourselves another tractor and another loading wagon. So I want to leave the one that I have up at the mines in the mines. So I'm going to get one more of these guys. And let's go with gray, and let's go with, yeah. And we're going to bump up the capacity, no cover. Let's get this guy. And I want to grab another tractor. So we're going to go wheel weights, big engine. And we're going to take this guy with us because I have to cut a load of trees for the crate factory. And the tree, my Brooks All-in-One is sitting at the mill. And we'll show you the ferry on the way over to the mill. Have the older version, but I may use auto drive more than course play. Yeah, course play, the latest version off of GitHub crashed the map. So I'll let the gentleman know that was having issues after the stream. I'll send him a message on Facebook letting him know to grab the version from the in-game mod hub. And we going the wrong way? No, we're not going the wrong way. And I'm going to keep an eye on our clover fields, so as soon as they go ready to harvest, we're going to stop filling factories. And we're going to get our clover harvested. And I'm probably going to turn around and just replant them in clover so we get one more good harvest of clover. So I have enough to keep the Pennington factory going for a while before we flip it over to a different crop. But let's say I had a bunch of mining equipment with me that I was currently driving. So just pretend a minute this is not a tractor and a tipper. Let's say you have a bunch of mining equipment and you drive yourself onto the ferry. So before we jump onto the ferry, the next two pieces of property I have my eye on are this piece of property right here with the farmhouse and the ferry. This piece of property back here, which is 3.4 million. So I need 3.4 million. I need 4.4 million. I need 5 million. So I need like 5.5 million. I want to buy fields 45, 46. I want to buy this farmhouse, and I want to buy the area we're about to drive into. So you get on the ferry with your mining equipment, back yourself out of the dock, get yourself turned around, now if you need to fill the ferry with gas, there's a gas trigger right here that you can fill the ferry with gas, and then eventually it's going to need to be repaired. So you pull up to this trigger, and then there's a repair trigger right there as well. But you take your ferry and you drive through the waterfall and into the mountain. I did the same thing, planted clover on the field to start with. Yeah, I'm going to use the clover to make grass seed. I'm going to use the grass, turn every bit of grass into silage. So you take the ferry, you drive into the magical mountain, and then you're going to come up to another dock. And then bring your mining equipment in here, and you have a whole bunch of stone in here. And you have, or this is actually gravel. You have a bunch of gravel in here. You have a bunch of stone in here. So it's like a map inside of a map. So you've got a whole bunch. Now this, once this is gone, it's gone. This does not replenish. So once this is gone, it's gone. You also have 2 gold wash plants, which I don't own the land, so I don't have access to use them. So gold wash plant, you can either put the stone or the gravel in. There is a built-in silo right here that you can use. And then, I don't own the land, but if you go to Control G and hit the little cog, and you have activate a place anywhere, if you grab yourself the placeable stone, if you get yourself the placeable, either the rock crusher, I'm sorry, not the rock crusher, get yourself the placeable stone processing plant. So I'm sorry, not the rock crusher. Get yourself the placeable stone processing plant, this guy. And if you zoom your camera all the way in, as close as you can get it, you can actually get this guy placed in here. But the only way you can do it is you have to zoom your camera all the way in. And I don't own the land, but on my test map, I was able to fit this guy in here. So if you see it goes green. So if you very carefully move it around and you have your camera zoomed all the way in, you can get the stone processing plant in here, where you have access to all the stone you need in here to get you started. So I'm not going to put it down because I don't own the land, but you can definitely get it in here. And then this goes back pretty far. So you have a ton of material back here to turn into gold. But we are going to get ourselves out of here. And I am in the truck and not the ferry. So I'm going to tab through the vehicles, which I don't like doing. And then you have, it's going to be tight, but you have like just enough room to turn the ferry around in here. If you don't like to back out. So this is where your ferry, but you need to own the land in order to use all the product in the mine. So you just drive your butts back out of the waterfall and you're fine. And so the ferry is the only way to get your equipment in and out of there, and it's the only way to get your finished product in and out of there. But we need to go cut a load of trees for the crate factory. So we're going to jump back in here, and we're going to head over to the mill. So that's the magical ferry that goes under the magical waterfall. So don't sell the ferry. Yeah, I don't think you can sell the ferry. Or can you? It should be non-buyable. You should not have access to buy or sell the ferry. Is this map? This map will be released on Saturday. I'll do a release stream on Saturday. Right now, it's my Patreons have it for a week before it gets released. I don't see it in the garage. Yeah, you cannot buy or sell the ferry. But I need a few more trees so we can get the crate factory up and running. And while we're over here, we could check on these factories real quick. So I know I have my brook sitting over here by the mill somewhere. Did I put it by the mill or did I put it by the silo? I think I put it by this side. Nope, it's right here. Alright, so I have the mill up and running, and it's just now starting to get us some product. I turned off, I turned off firewood because I don't need it early game, but I'm making everything else in here. And then I have, if we come over to this factory, which is, I think Tom's Tables. Yeah, this one's Tom Tables. And I'm making furniture because you need tables and chairs to build McDonald's. And I'm making planter boxes so I can take planter boxes up to the Pennington factory. And then in Sparky's, I am going to only make, I think, lighting for now. So I think lighting is the only thing I'm going to make for now, which I need plastic and glass. Because you need lighting to build, I need lighting to build one of my early factories, and I forget which one it is. But I have Sparky's down just as a placeholder for now. But I need some trees to get the crate factory up and running. So we are going to make another circle through here. And we're going to grab a couple more trees. I turn all of my trees into wood chips because I believe all the factories, I hate doing forestry. So I believe all the factories you can put that take logs also take wood chips. And then if once I know for a fact that every factory takes wood chips instead of logs, once I cut all these trees down, I'm going to take my plow and I'm going to plant this with poplar. And this whole instead of this being a forest, it'll be one big poplar field. You hate forestry also? Yeah. I'm not a fan of forestry. I did so much forestry in 17 that I was completely burnt out with forestry. So the other reason I'm doing this test is I want to make sure that the crate factory does take wood chips along with the logs. If not, we're going to make a quick edit to the map before it's released. Because I can add another trigger there and have it work with the existing save. I have a couple small fixes I need to do anyway. I'm going to spin around and take some more of these out. The Crate Factory placeable didn't take wood chips on hollow. I think I just updated the Crate Factory. If not, it's on my list to do this week. But I'm almost positive I just updated the Crate Factory. I could be wrong, but we can double check that. I'll have to check my updates from last week. I think that's one of the factories I updated last week. So I think I even changed Sparkies to take wood chips instead of logs. On a 10 slot server, you're getting 57 to 60 FPS constantly. Nice, yeah. I've done a lot of work to this map to get the FPS up with as much of Global Company that's built into this map. It was not easy to do. So I'm not going to grab a full trailer. I only need like 800,000 liters to get that factory running. Oh, missed a stump. That's better. Yeah, I will double check all the placeable factories tomorrow and make sure that everyone that takes logs should take wood chips. I have every one of them down on my Ritchieville test map. So I'd much rather grow poplar than do forestry. Your PC is pretty good, not a potato. Nice. Yeah, this map is going to struggle on low-end computers. Or I should say low-end computers are going to have a hard time with this map. It's going to struggle. Because it's a 16X and it has over 100 placeable factories built into it, and you're still going to have to put another 40 placeable factories down just to get everything running. Spin around to take out We only need about another 250,000 liters. I did one big fill for poplar in a hollow map, and it was choking. And I was choking on wood chips. Yeah, like I said, my plan is once I get, if every factory will take wood chips instead of logs, my ultimate goal is to get this entire forest cut down and planted as a poplar field. Or I can just leave this area for placeables and plant a regular field in poplar. Because this will be another nice area to put a whole bunch more placeables down. A couple more trees we can get out of here. Week 43, I have 3 days of, so I might do potato challenge. Alright, a couple more trees so I can get out of here. 805. I believe that takes 810,000 liters of logs, so let's get this guy shut off. I guess I could take a little bit more up with me because I have we could put a silo up there, but we're good. I'm going to leave the tree cutter here so I know where it is. And we're actually going to go out. Let's go out this way. We'll take the other way around. So let's head past the slaughterhouse and up the hill this way. I get less FPS because I have my recording software running in the background and I have OBS running in the background. Nightbot is running in the background. So I get a little bit of FPS only because I have so much running in the background. But here I'll hit my F2 key if you want to keep an eye on the FPS. Now I get a little bit less in Center City, the center part of the map, but there's a ton of stuff going on up there. Oh, my FPS counter's right under my overlay, I'm sorry. But appreciate everybody taking time out of their day, stopping in and saying hello. If somebody doesn't mind, hit exclamation point YouTube. It'll bring my YouTube channel up. Y'all, I am at 199 subs or follows or whatever they call it on YouTube. I need 1,000 in order to get paid, start getting paid by YouTube. So if y'all don't mind, go over there and hit that, I believe, sub button. It's completely free. I'd really appreciate it. Now I believe, let's go where I drop off the logs. I believe this should take wood chips instead of logs. If not, it'll definitely get fixed before release. And it does not, so we are going to have to make an update to this. Alright, so let's do this. You're going to get a little bit of a treat. A little bit of a bonus. Let's do another quick save. I am going to throw you all on just for a quick second. Be right back. Just bear with me. I'm going to save and close. I love you not having to put money in your game to get set up, so that is awesome. I try and play as realistically as possible without cheating stuff in. I cheat enough stuff in for testing, so I try and play as realistically as I can. Alright, so let's go to window. Let me throw you on my desktop for a second. Let me grab my notebook, because I've got a couple of notes made on stuff that I need to do to the map before it gets released this weekend. So let me find the right page in my notebook. Alright. So the first thing we want to look at is, let's go to documents, mods. Let's go into the unzipped version of the map. So the first thing I'm going to go to is Placeables, Global Company. So let's check on, let me pull up also really quick, before we go to the Placeables, let me pull up the 110. And let me close these. These are the Quaker Oats factory I was working on earlier today. Let's go all the way to the top. And I think they're listed as logs. I could be wrong. Okay, so the boathouse, you're going to have to take... Okay, so let's look at the boathouse. So let's go back to Placeables, Global Company. Let's look at the boathouse. And we'll get a couple fixes made before the map is released this weekend. So the boathouse takes wood, but it does not take... Okay, so it does have... It only has the wood trigger. It does not have the trigger for wood chips. So let us do this. Let's open up the map. And let's get a couple of wood chip triggers in here as well. And then I'll go over my to-do list and we'll get the map, everything we need for the map update done before the weekend. So not only are we testing today, we're going to fix as well. This map does take a couple seconds to load because it is a very large map. while I'm waiting for it to load, let's go back into, I think it's placeables. I want to look at, I think it was the one of either the fire station was messed up or the police station was messed up where, okay, that one's false and false. It was showing up in the shop and it shouldn't. Let me check this one. Okay, that one's false and false, so that one's not wrong. Police 1 is false and false. I've got something showing up in the vehicle shop, but I can't figure out what it is. All of these houses should be false and false. Firehouse is false. Firehouse 2. Oh. Okay, why did you bring this up? Oh, I opened up the wrong one. I opened up the i3D. Firehouse 2 is false. Firehouse 1. I've got something I could have swear it was the police station. This one's false. We're going to have to go back into the game and take a look. I've got something showing up in the vehicle shop that's not supposed to be there. And I can't figure out what it is. Let's throw our 16x script on. Alright, so we need to look at the boathouse. The boathouse only has trigger for logs. It does not have a trigger for wood chips. So let's head back to, let me get myself orientated on the map. Alright, let's go back this way. Let's go back to the boathouse. Now, I won't be able to test, we can jump into our test map and test this real quick as well. Because I think this is built on my test map. So let's take a look at the boathouse. So the trigger for logs is right here, and that only takes logs. So what else does, so let me grab this extra trigger for the pine tar, and let me duplicate it, and I'm going to bring it over here. And this is going to give us a trigger for wood chips. So I believe you're going to be exact fill route number 2. So we have to come into here. And I'm going to turn you off for a minute. So let me actually open up, let me go back into Placeables Global Company. I want to open up Mammoth Mill. So I want to copy a couple lines off of there. Where is Mammoth? Mammoth Mill is not built into the map. What else could I steal a line from? Let's do this. Let's open up the Placeable Mammoth Mill for a minute. I need to grab this line right here, and I need to put it here. And then I need to grab this line from up here, and it has to come over to here. So we have exact fill route 2. Now I need pallet trigger 2 as well. So let's come back into here, and let's grab our, do we have a pallet trigger I can steal? I do. Let's steal this one. Let's move it over to here. So you can also bring up a full container of wood chips. if you choose to. So we have, and you need to be pallet trigger number 2. Alright, so we come back to here, and we need to add, I3D map these 2 new triggers. So I need to copy exact fill route 1, comes down to here, it becomes number 2, and I need to take pallet trigger 1, put it down here, and it becomes trigger 2. Now we need to I3D map these. So they're going to be 002 and 003. So you are 002, 003. So now the boathouse should also take wood chips instead of just logs. So if we go back to here, you are, yeah, the valley map. So let's go logs, let's go control find. So what other factory is taking logs? The crate factory. So let's look at the crate factory next. So let's pull open the crate factory. And it is not set up for log. So let's fly over. Let me get some speed. So let's fly over to the crate factory. When you try and place it looks like the police station, I know, but the police station everything is false and false in the XML, so it's driving me nuts. There's one other place I want to look. Alright, so we wanted, yeah, so we need, yeah, you only have a trigger for logs, you don't have a trigger for wood chips, so let's take my speed down. And then let's do the same thing here. Let's grab exact fill route 1. I'm going to duplicate it. We're going to pull it over here. We're going to call, I'm going to make it a little bit longer. We're going to call it number 2. And then I'm going to grab a pallet trigger. Let's duplicate that. And let's pull it over here. And we're going to call it number 2. And then we have to go to, let's grab the boathouse. Let's grab exact fill route and pallet trigger 2. Let's copy those, bring them over to here. And let's check their I3D mapping. So they're going to be 003 and 004. So you become 003. You become 004. And then we go to the boathouse and we grab this command and we put it in the crate factory under here. And then I need to grab this command and it has to go into here. And let's save that. So now the crate factory should take wood chips. What else is taking logs? Okay, that's everything that takes logs that's built into the map. Let's go, before I save the map, we are gonna test this in my test map before we jump back into the realistic save. We have to fly back down to the landfill because the lights are not shutting off during the day and I want to see what's up with the lights. Let's fly back to the landfill for a second. And I need to look at one of the lights. And I need to look at the lighting. The lighting is missing its user attribute. So let's go script callback on create. Let's save that. So we're going to add that in, and then I have to put the command in that it only comes on. So I need this command down here. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to throw it in here. So the lights will only come on at night. So that is done. Let me get that off the list. The next thing on the list was the police station in the vehicle shop. So let's actually go to the items XML. Oh, hold on. I got somebody knocking on my door, y'all. I'll be right back. Alright, so I am back. Let me check, make sure my mic is turned back on, and my mic is turned back on. Alright, Matt K, got to go for a while, check on this stream. Thank you very much. We tried to place it, looks like, yeah, I swear it was the police station. Let me find the items XML. And let's just go through here. Central Station, as I know it's not anything to do with Central Station. It has nothing to do with the railroad. Fish bait storage is no. Quarry silo is no. Those are the trains. We have Walmart, Lowe's, landfill, bank. These are all selling stations, so it's none of the selling stations. We have, yeah, they're all under Valley and then placeables. There's nothing else that should be spawning in. Unless I had something extra in my mods folder. Let me check my mods folder really quick. Let me go to my my Valley zipped mods folder. And just make sure I don't have the placeable police station in here for any reason. Gas pumps, global company, islands, doormat, liquid storage, Ponzi, real clock, the bus. These are all the Richie mods. We have the common files folder, the header pack. And then we have all of the vehicles. Yeah, I don't have an extra mod in my mods folder. I don't see any extra XML spawning into the map. So let me check. Let's go into here a minute. That's the placeable mammoth mill. Let me close that. Let me jump back into here a minute. Let me go into mods. I want to check the mod description, make sure I don't have an extra XML in here. So we have the train system, we have the railroad silos. It's not going to be in storage. So these placeables right here are the same one that are in the items XML. It's not going to be any of the selling stations. And the rest are just pallets and containers. So I have no extra XML in my mod description. So everything is in this one folder. Let me just check and make sure I don't have anything extra in here that's turned on. You are all the railroad silos, your central station. You are fish bait and quarry, and then you're the train system. So this will not have the police station XML in here. There's nothing extra there. There's nothing extra there. So there's nothing extra in maps and placeables. Audio, BGA, gas station. It's not in the global company. I just want to make sure that I don't have any extra XMLs in here. That's all textures. And then seeds is the animal care silo. Selling, this should all be selling stations. Yeah, it's none of the selling stations. Shouldn't be anything extra in textures. Waterfill triggers workshop. And I've checked every XML here, so these are false. That's one of the houses. The firehouse is all false, so there's nothing extra there. The firehouse 2 is set to false, so there's nothing extra there. The next house is set to false, so there's nothing extra there. And then the last one is the Lone Oak farmhouse, which it's set to false. And then the police station, which is set to false. So I don't know why the police station is showing up in the store, because everything is set to false. Let me just make sure there's no extra lines of code in here. Yeah, there's no extra lines of code in here. And that's the last XML. I have absolutely no idea why that's showing up in this shop. Let me just make sure I don't have an extra XML in here. I don't. So the only other folder it would be in, let me just double check these folders real quick. That's the Ferry. Let me do this. Let's go to the main folder and let's go police. And we'll do a quick search. Yeah, so that's the only thing. We have the police XML, and they're both set to false, so they cannot be sold or they cannot be bought. And then we have, it's on here, and it should be in the mod description. So police 1 should actually be in the mod description as well. is it spelled wrong? Police 01. So when I did a search, why did the mod description not come up? Oh, because it's spelt wrong here. It's P-O... No, it's spelled correctly. Police, right? So why did the mod description not come up in my search? It should have. So what's wrong with... Let me just open up the mod description one more time, make sure I have the right one. Yeah, why is it not? Placeables. Placeables. I don't want to open it. I want to copy it though. I want to go back into here. It's spelled correctly. I don't know why it did not come up in our search. Yeah, the mod description should be coming up. Don't know why. That is weird though. Alright, so what else do I have on my list? We'll go back in game and we'll check it. There's an upright, and I think it's train 3. There's an upright, one of the monorail uprights is in the middle of the train tracks. And I gotta figure out exactly what turn is messed up. One of the turns for one of the trains has an upright in the middle of the tracks. Okay, it's not this turn here. It's not this turn here. I saw a hillbilly drive through it on one of his streams, and I don't know. Let me take a quick peek at chat. Help needed. Farmers and miners and truckers. Equipment provided. Must be a Patreon member. Yeah, they're trying to recruit some Patreon members to do some multiplayer work. All right, so is it back here on this turn? No. So the upright. There's an upright somewhere where the train drives through, and I don't know where it is. I've been looking for it for like 2 days. So I'm going to have to see if Hillbilly can't get me a picture of the messed up upright in the middle of the track. It's not this turn here either. It is not this turn here. Those poles are not in the middle of the tracks. None of these uprights are in the middle of the track, so that one's not messed up. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, let me know, because I'm not going to upload this update tonight. But there's an upright somewhere where the train makes a turn. There's an upright supposedly in the middle of the train tracks. I've not been able to find it. So I'm going to leave that on my to-do list. The other thing I wanted to look at is, I don't know if I can do this tonight. I may do this off camera tomorrow. I want to get rid of, let's head back to the refinery a minute. I want to get rid of the individual pallet spawners and put, so this can continue making plastic and you have to manually spawn them out. I think I have the wrong refinery in here. I think I put the old one in instead of the new one. So this one has, yeah, this one has the individual pallet spawners. I will do that off camera because it's a pain in the neck to take all these spawners out and put the other spawner in. So I'll take care of that off camera. Alright, let me give this a quick save. I need to save it and close it so I can zip the file back up. So I will take care. Either that, or we can do that tomorrow morning before we test it, before we jump back in here. So tomorrow morning I'm going to build the last factory for the prairie map, and then we can come in here. We can take all these spawners out, and we can fix this where we can manually spawn them out. This way, this factory won't shut down once all the spawners are full. Alright, so let's close this. I'm going to close all my extra XMLs. Alright, let's jump into, let's go back into here. I need to get rid of this cache file. I need to get rid of that cache file. I'm going to take this map back up. I'm going to throw it in trash. This one becomes my backup. And then we zip this back up. Now everything I did should work within existing save, so we're going to throw it in my test map before we go back into my single player save. And now the boathouse should take wood chips instead of logs, and the crate factory should now take wood chips instead of logs. And then we're going to take a ride on the train and see if we can't find the upright that's messed up. And that's all. That's the only thing, unless Dixie found anything else in her testing. But that's all I had left on my to-do list before Saturday's release. And I'll just send an update to the Patreons as soon as I get it uploaded, which won't be tonight. Alright, let me copy this. I'm going to overwrite the one in my test folder. I'm going to make sure that we're still on Valley Zipped. But instead of going into my single player save, we're going to jump into my test map. Haven't found anything else yet? Okay, awesome. Dragon Nation is in the house as well. Let's jump into my test map really quick, which is save game 15. And let's see if we can't test. The boathouse should be built and the crate factory should be built where we can test it for wood chips. And I'm going to go into the store and I'm going to see what that crazy thing is that's coming up in the store as a placeable. And if it's still showing up in the store, I'm going to, off camera, I'm going to build a new mods folder with only the map and the common files and the required mods. And I'm going to make sure it's not one of the placeables. Alright, let's jump in here. And let's grab a little bit of speed. Alright, let's see where we have some vehicles. So I was testing the triggers down here. That's the bus station. You're at Central Station. You're at Central Station. You're at Central Station. You're the ferry. Okay, so I've got, let's grab this guy. Let's throw a load of wood chips in here. Again, I'm testing. So we needed to check. What did we need to check? We needed to check the boathouse and the refinery. So let's teleport over to field 77 for a minute. Okay, I am frozen. I am completely frozen. I don't even have a mouse. Why am I frozen? Let's take a look at the log. Are we running any Lua errors? Everything I did should have worked with an existing save. The heck is this? I'm going to have to look into this. That's just a physics warning, but I'll see what's up with that. Yeah, no, there's absolutely no reason why I should be frozen. Okay, I'm not frozen any longer. That was really weird. Let's teleport our butts back to field 77 real quick. And let's head over to the boathouse. Haven't found anything else. Yeah, the server stuff I'm going to do off camera. There's got to be some like space character errors or something. I'll look at that off camera. So I believe this is Forest 1 or Area 1. Don't hold me to that. But this is what it looks like now that it's built. So the boathouse, where the logs go, should now take okay, they do. So you can put wood chips in here now instead of logs. Perfect. Let's check the crate factory. So let's teleport over to field 59 really quick. And we'll check the crate factory out. So the crate factory should now take wood chips as well. It's the pirates who are testing. Yeah, Dixie sent me the logs from the server, so I did not get a chance to take a look at them yet. But it'll get done before I upload this map for the weekend. So, okay, crate factory is up here. So this should now take wood chips instead of logs. And it does. Alright, perfect. So that's the ones that are built into the map are fixed. I'll look at the placeable ones tomorrow. Let's turn on, switch to trains and see if we can't find train 3. Which train are you? You are, where's my, you are train 1. So you're train 2, you are train 3. Let's take a ride on train 3 to see if we have an upright in one of the turns. Now there was an older version of the map that had the upright in the train tracks, and I did fix it. So maybe Dixie sent Hillbilly the wrong map. Picking on Dixie. If there's no upright in the train. Yeah, so that turn has no upright in the middle of the tracks. And I can take a ride on the trains tonight off camera. But I don't see anything in the editor where there's an upright in the middle of the tracks. But it was fixed on, I believe I fixed it on not the latest version I sent to Dixie, but the one prior to that. Maybe, Dixie, maybe you don't have the latest version of the map. Riley 09, I didn't send him the map, he got it from the Patreon link. Did I give the Patreon link? Do the Patreons have the newest version of the map? That could be a problem too. The Patreons may have the older version of the map, not the latest one that you have for testing. Got to pick on Dixie though. Alright, so there's another turn coming up here. I don't see an upright there in the middle of the road. Yeah, I'll mess around with this off camera probably. But actually, no, we'll stay in here because I'm going to get out of here really soon for the night. Because I've got a 3-hour upload to YouTube. I've got a couple things I need to take care of for YouTube. If you want to join Patreon, you can play now. If not, you'll need that till, yeah, Saturday the map will be out. I'm just coming in doing some last minute adjustments and some testing. Patreon members have it for a week before it gets released this Saturday. Alright, I'm going to slow down because I have 2 more turns coming up here. I don't see one in the middle of the tracks here either. So there's none here that are messed up. Let's continue on. And then I'll double check the Patreon, what I sent to Patreon, to make sure they have the latest version of the map. Yeah, so this turn is fine. I've got another turn. We're going to jump out here for a minute. We're going to go to 8 speed because I think I can get around this map quicker on foot than I can on the train. I'm just going to check all the turns where the monorails and trains are, just to see if there's a upright in the middle of the tracks. I know there was one, but I swear I fixed it before I uploaded the last update. Yeah, so this turn is clear. Don't fall into the water, old man. I could have very well gave the wrong link to the Patreon members. But what they have and what I send them will work with an existing save. If it's the previous version before the one that we're currently on. There are 3 trains, so just bear with me. Yeah, so this curve here is fine. Let's check this corner and we'll come back to where we were. Yeah, this corner's clear. Now this is my test map where everything is built except for the water fields and the oil wells. So this turn here, these turns, so this turn is clear. So there's no upright in the tracks here. Let's go back this way. This takes another turn. Yeah, so no upright here. Let's continue around. So this one goes in that direction, and then it also goes straight. Let's check this back corner here first. And then we'll come back and take the train tracks the other way. Yeah, so there's no upright in the tracks there. Let's go back this way. There's only a couple more turns. So this turn is clean. This turn is clean. I don't know if I can stay on. Alright, let's hope the train doesn't come through. Well, there's a collision on the bridge. That's a good thing. It's only like 2 more turns, and we've looked at every railroad track. So yeah, this corner's clean. There's only 1 more turn. Awesome stream again. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to get out of here like really, really soon, so I can get my YouTube stuff taken care of. And then I got a couple more fixes on this map tomorrow, and I'll get this zip back up, and I'll get this copy to the Patreon members tomorrow night, and to Dixie tomorrow night, and to Hillbilly tomorrow night. Yes, I don't see an upright here in the middle of the tracks. There used to be one, but I swear I got it fixed. Yeah, so there's no upright here in the middle of the tracks as well. All right, I'm just going to take it off the list until someone comes across the upright. So the only thing left on my to-do list is to fix the refinery, and I can do that tomorrow. So I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to look into those warnings in the log too to see if we can't get those fixed. And I got to look at the server log and see if we can't get those looked at as well. But I'm going to throw y'all on ending soon. And I'm going to see if I can figure out what these physics collect are. Something with a left door and a right door in a mailbox. Snack stand. A blue bike. What is spawning into the map that has a grass trimmer, a bike, a snack stand, a mailbox, a couple of right doors, couple of left doors? It looks like it's probably two different. So it's something that has to be built. Look at field 65. Look at field 65 and look up. Look at field 65 and look up at a second unload point. There are floating train signals for the monorail for when the apartment complex is built. Let me jump. Hang on. Let's do this real quick. Let's throw you back on window. Let's go back into the test map real quick. Now we'll go to field 65. Let me go to my test map because everything is built. There are floating train signals. They have to be there for the monorail. But they're going to float until you build the apartment complex or the railroad silo. We'll just look at field 65 really quick, y'all, and then I'm going to get out of here for the night. Let this load real quick, and we'll take a peek at field. We'll go near field 65. Alright, so where is field 65? Over here at this railroad silo, which is apartment 3. Now on this map it's already built, but if it's on your map and it's not built, you're going to have some floating train signals up in the air. So I'm near field 65. Don't know what you want me to look at near field 65. Okay, that's what I seen then when I took a screenshot. Yeah, there's let me get up here. Let me grab a little bit of flight. There are these railroad crossings for the monorail. I cannot hide them. I cannot make them invisible, but they're going to be floating until you build the apartment complex. And then once you build the apartment complex, these train signals are for the workers. Here, let me get out of flight mode on top of the roof. So the workers cannot cross the train track. So basically, let me fly back up there. So if I have, oh, come on. So the gate is down until the monorail comes over. Once the monorail comes over, that crossing gate goes up, and then the workers can load themselves onto the monorail. So those gates are up here for the monorail, and they're going to be floating until you build the apartment building. So there's nothing I can do to make those invisible until the apartment complex is built. They're part of the monorail. But I honestly, yeah, I don't see the upright in the train tracks. And it's something that we can fix down the road even when the map's released. But here, if I go into my test map really quick, the monorails are not built. So let me jump into my test map really quick and I'll show you. So if I go into save game 4, so I don't have the railroad silos built on my single player save yet. And then I'll check the Patreon link tonight and make sure it's the latest version of the map. Not the one I'm fixing now. That won't get uploaded until tomorrow. But if we head back to field 65, I don't have this apartment complex built. So yeah, those they're going to be floating. There's nothing I can do about that until the apartment complex that's here is built. Because I cannot make them invisible. They're part of the monorail. So you're going to see 4 sets of them floating around the map until you build the railroad silos. So they are going to be floating. So, but I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I hope everyone has an awesome night. Throw you back on ending soon. Can't find the upper 8 either. There was one that I fixed, but I could be seeing things as well because my eyeballs are not the greatest. So if we do come up, if we come across another upright that's in the middle of the tracks, we can definitely move it, and it will work with an existing save. But I appreciate everybody stopping in, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.